Let's get it meat. It's the meat event. It is the rematch, and cannot wait to see if Alex Pereira truly is the scariest dude in the UFC, or is Israel Adesanya still one of the GOATs and is ready to remind everyone why he went on such a fat win streak and is able to get over what seemingly is just the mental and physical hurdle that is Alex Pereira. Like, I don't need to bore you with the context. If you're watching UFC fight prediction videos, you obviously know that Pereira got the 2 wins in kickboxing, got the 3rd win when they fought most recently a few months ago in MMA. But that fight was a fight that was going Adesanya's way, right? It started not ideal, but he started to bank rounds. He started to really take over. And in that 5th round, the corner work of Pereira, very similar to what Leon Edwards' coaches offered him, was enough to motivate him and allow him to just have the confidence he needed to secure what was just an amazing comeback finish for him. And it earned him Performance of the Night. It earned him his belts. It earned him just a fast-tracked route to UFC greatness, because it's crazy to think that Alex Pereira only has 4 total UFC fights, and in every one he just kept leveling up, and you couldn't deny him, given all the context in the kickboxing and given all that history, you couldn't deny him that opportunity. So besides the 1 loss in his debut against Comel, don't call him Otani, it's been nothing but dominance for Pereira, and I'm curious to get your perspective, Meat. Do you think that Adesanya is coming into this one ready to get his belt back, ready to not just crumble when the moment matters the most in those final stages, and as a result will get his belt back? Or is Alex Pereira simply Adesanya's kryptonite, and there's no chance that Adesanya is able to beat AP? You taking Poatan, or is Izzy coming back?
You already know who I'm rolling with, and that is Poeta. He's got his number. It's clear as day. I love that he's plus money. It's a no-brainer. At this point, it's a basic intelligence test, in my opinion. He got it done how many times? 3 or 4 times? I don't know why this magical time Izzy's now got his number. Like, I don't know. It's very fascinating to see. I think people either forgot or didn't see the previous fights in the UFC, or they are just sold on the Weeba train on Izzy's, hey, I was still beating him the other fights, but then he knocked me out. But I was beating him right before that. Cool story, bro, but you got slept. And that's really the only outcome that matters. Once, maybe a fluke. Twice, probably not, but maybe. 3 times? I mean, come on. How much longer until we're done sniffing Izzy's farts and pink nails? Is he the last style bender? Is he the last BKFC member to join? Because that's where he's going after this. Or maybe the WWE, and he might take a shot at Logan Paul for the reign title over there. It wouldn't surprise me, to be honest. Because, let's be honest, if Pereira smokes Izzy, I don't know if Izzy has. I don't know if Izzy stays in the UFC. I could totally see him just giving up. This is his boogeyman. This is his Michael Myers. This is, the nightmare under his bed. That's why he has all of his plushy toys and his stuffed animals to make sure he's protected at night. It's kind of cute. It's kind of sad. I'm kind of rooting for Izzy, to be honest, because I would love to see this be a Brandon Moreno Figgy. Because all due respect, Izzy's an awesome fighter. It's fun to watch him fight. He does a very good job. But I just love Pereira. Pereira's amazing. Call me a little biased, but this is the champion we have been waiting for, in my opinion. This guy isn't painting his nails, getting mani-pedis, dyeing his hair pink. This is, a savage. This guy is a supplier for family. This guy is a killer. I mean, I don't know what outfit he's wearing when he goes back to his home country, but it looks scary. This is the guy I'd be scared at night, just like Israel Adesanya if I had to face him. So I don't blame Izzy for being scared and losing again, but also I'm down for Izzy to win and see another fight if that must be. But I just don't see it. Some people have their numbers. Pereira, I think, is that guy.
Yeah, I feel that for sure. And if anyone is going to bring you nightmares, then it's definitely going to be Poatan because the guy is truly scary and seemingly just fears nothing, trusts his skill set, and knows that he is always what he believes to be the better fighter when he's in that octagon for sure. And it makes sense why he's so confident, right? All the previous success against Adesanya and the guy that he's always training with, right? He's out there grappling every single day with Jailton Almeida grappling. I mean, I know he's technically retired now, but working with Glover, and you got to imagine that he's been improving his ground game throughout the last couple of years because initially it was a little sketchy, right? Like I often reference that fight against Andre Michailidis, where Michailidis took him down, held him down, and won a round, and Andres Michailidis is not great. So it wasn't ideal from the groundwork to start his UFC tenure, but I gotta believe that Poatan has really made some advancements in that arena, and I personally am hopeful that this fight hits the mat. It did so a little bit last time, right? If we remember, Adesanya got a takedown, Poatan got a takedown, but Adesanya had like near 7 minutes of control time in that fight. Poatan, I think maybe 30 seconds or so. So it was cool to see that aspect, and I would love to see more of it. But for as long as this thing is on the feet, I mean, there's danger coming in both directions. If we remember, Adesanya was I don't want to say Poatan was saved by the bell, but Poatan was pretty rocked. He was on shaky legs, and Adesanya was landing some heavy strikes. And then obviously we know how the fight ended with Adesanya being crumpled himself. So both guys, I think, offered just some amazing damage in the opposite direction for the other guy. And you mentioned that this is just a basic intelligence test because essentially what they say is, right, once is luck, twice is skill, but three times meat is basically what they call a meat lock. So I'm not ready to consider this one an official meat lock since Burns is obviously the one. But at what point do you just stop believing that a different outcome will emerge given all the history? And to that point, I got to ask you, all the prediction channels that we've seen, our sweaty MMA group chat, you and I back and forth, everyone that we've seen discuss this fight, from my end, has picked Alex Pereira to win this fight. However, Adesanya is still banking as a minus 155 favorite on some sites, minus 135, minus 143. He's about a minus 140 favorite everywhere, but I haven't yet seen anyone pick Adesanya. How do you square that circle, and what do you make of the odds?
What I take from that is the Zimps casuals are still riding Israel Adesanya. They're just like, oh, that's my anime hero, the last stylebender. Yes, he's the best. I don't think they even know he lost. Like, it's purely the casual money is flowing in on him, and that's it. I mean, a famous local reporter, he once said, when you become champion, you get 30% better. So if that is true, I'm not sure what those stats are. I would love to look more into that, but let's just say it is true. Pereira is going to finish him in the first round, not the fourth, if he's 30% better, right? I mean, it's a lock, potentially even a meat lock is how I'm looking at it, but it is a lock in my opinion. Call me a little biased, but yeah, I don't know why these odds. It should be both minus 110 or both plus 110. A very very close legit pick 'em. It's very weird to me seeing the Tapology. People lost confidence in their Izzy boy. People are on the Pereira hype train, but yet the money lines aren't there yet. I think as it gets to Saturday, the lines will change a lot and get a little closer, and maybe even Pereira is going to be the favorite.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see these odds narrow if they do, because at plus 135, if that's the default money line for Alex Pereira at this point, I think that that's actually kind of worth locking in because it might narrow. Maybe he closes at minus 115 or an exactly even pick 'em. We shall see. But you mentioned the the 30% metric, right? Like they say, and again, this is verifiable, objective truth that every champ gets 30% better after they get that belt. So kudos to the young reporter who gave us that nugget, and I tend to believe that there is some truth in that, and that Alex Pereira for a fourth time is going to get this one done against Adesanya. But I got to admit, the odds kind of scare me a little bit in the sense that there still is a lot of action coming in on Adesanya. You think it is the Zimps and the Weebs, but maybe it's the Sharps because Adesanya, sometimes it seems like he has an air of confidence where he knows something that we don't. And if that's the case here, and maybe Pereira's just buying into the I'm the scariest guy too much, or is, as Chael would say, marking out for his own gimmick, then maybe Adesanya capitalizes. I just tend to think that Pereira does have his number, like you said, and I'm going to go with another Pereira finish. I like probably the over 2.5, and I think that Pereira gets this done in the late third or early fourth round via KO. But to your point, I'm kind of rooting for Adesanya as well because it would be pretty impressive if he came through and shut literally everyone up because the Meat Boys are picking against him. Most prediction channels are. Our entire group chat of MMA Sweaties is, and it'd be cool for Adesanya to shut everyone up and remind everyone that it wasn't long ago that this guy was considered the GOAT of the 185 division. And MMA fans, ourselves included, myself for sure, we can often be a fickle bunch, and it'd be cool for Adesanya to get this one done. For my money, though, gotta roll with Pereira with you. Any last thoughts?
No, 100% agree with that. You guys, let us know in the comments. Throw down below. Are you taking Poata or the last Weeba Bender?